All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
And like the intro says, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SmackDown Lowdown. And once again, gracing your stage, your boy is back. Teddy Lemon Pepper Step Along. That is who I am, and that is who I is. And so, let's get into it, because we're now back to 2-hour SmackDowns. Not gonna lie, it's fuller of a show, but I feel like I've been so spoiled with the 3-hour slot that I like the 3-hour slot a little bit more. I would prefer the 3-hour slot, but hey, Braun Strowman show is back on USA, and yeah, so let's get into SmackDown tonight. All right, so tonight on SmackDown, we do the video package, of course, of what happened Monday night in regards to Sami Zayn losing the WWE Undisputed title in 9 days. My bad. I'm over here dropping stuff. I was nervous because I missed y'all so much, but like I said, I'm back. Like cook crack. No, I'm just playing. But we had a video package telling about what happened with Sami Zayn. He only held the title for 9 days. And even though I was a strong advocate of I did not want Sami Zayn to have the title, damn, they got that title up off your boy fast as hell. I said, bruh, he only had the title for 9 days. 9 days. One of the shortest title reigns in the past 5 years, I believe, that WWE has did. So even though we all know things are done a certain way in WWE, we still have our feelings and opinions about how things should go, how it is going, and how things are. And of course, everybody had their opinions about Sami Zayn being a champion. But for CM Punk, aka Pepsi Phil, aka the old guy, for him to come back and be out of TV for 2 months since WrestleMania, the night after WrestleMania, and he dropped that promo saying that, opportunities for a championship fall out the sky. I'll be there to take a chance and take an opportunity. And he did just that. So, we started the show with Nick Aldis talking about his suspension and how he has served his time and did what he had to do to become reinstated as the general manager of SmackDown. What's going on, Larry? With him joining up on SmackDown. So, Nick Aldis is giving everybody that update, crowd gets involved. But after that, he brings CM Punk out to the ring. CM Punk cuts his promo, basically saying that he's going to be the same champion he was on Monday Night Raw, stating that he is going to defend that title. He's going to show up to every show that he can be at. And whoever wants to step up can step up, whether it was Gunther, whether it was Sami Zayn getting his rematch, whether it was Finn Bálor, whether it was Royce Keys he mentioned. He mentioned a couple other superstars, but he left out Cody, and of course, Raheem came out to the ring and was back quoting things that happened the last time him and CM Punk were in the ring, and it was the role reversed, where it was Cody Rhodes champion, and CM Punk, was the one that was coming out to congratulate him, and with that, Cody brought back, he said, I remember you saying the word, all you have to do is say win. And before anything else could happen, CM Punk said, win, Cody. And Cody says SummerSlam. Nick Aldis made it official. So at SummerSlam, we will have CM Punk champion versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed title. Which should be a really, really good match. This match has been in the making since CM Punk came back to the business of WWE, and to have CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, this is one thing that I say I do appreciate about having Triple H as the person that's over WWE to do these things, because his long-term storytelling is a chef's kiss masterclass. To be able to do what he's doing and pull back storylines from 3 years ago, because when Cody won that first Royal Rumble, it was because we all believed it to be because CM Punk got hurt. And with CM Punk being hurt, that set up Cody, Roman, all of those things with The Rock being involved. That was the WWE pivot, which WWE does real well, is pivot. So in that pivot spot, we get Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, SummerSlam, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be night one, because night two we already know is more than likely. I don't know. Well, you know what? I don't know, because night two I thought the main event might be the Hell in a Cell, but knowing them putting it on ESPN for the first hour, they're going to put a match that should be late card worthy early. So we shall see. But as far as the title picture is going right now, with Roman and Seth, I believe. Matter of fact, I'm lying. Roman and Seth are going to be night two main event, unless they can build this story mode with Punk and Cody Rhodes and what they're going to do with Sami Zayn and Gunther on SmackDown. We shall see as far as what they're going to do with that. But after Cody leaves out the ring, we get backstage with Jade, Michin, and B-Fab basically saying that they're going to beat up on Alexa Bliss because of Charlotte Flair's interference in the U.S. title match, as also in other matches that Jade has had. And in doing that, they're cutting their promo and they're doing that. So after that, we immediately get into action with the very first match being Finn Bálor versus Tama Tonga. And in this match, Finn got after it. And the beauty we was talking on the show Sunday, or I was talking to somebody else, the beauty I love about wrestling, when you get people that are actually friends or actually have history with each other, that their matches are always better when they're more aggressive because of the trust level and the factor that they have between the two of them. So watching Tama Tonga and Finn Bálor go I loved it. I'm actually a fan of watching Tama Tonga have his own individual run, because he can actually work in the ring really well. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with him and Shinsuke, if they can actually get that going, or if WWE and TKO are going to be doing some more bullshit. We shall see. As far as things are going, in that match, Finn Bálor ends up winning. He ended up at first you thought he was going to lose the match, but he ended up kicking out of the Tama's finisher. I can't remember the name of that doggone thing, but he ended up taking out Tala and Tama, and getting the coup de grace and getting the 1, 2, 3 and getting out of the ring before he can get jumped. So I give that a good segment and match to start off the night as a good match with Finn Bálor and Tama Tonga. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. I believe Finn Bálor actually has more of a chance to win the undisputed title on SmackDown now that he's out of the fight with Roman and whatever Roman and Seth got going on and stuff like that. So to really paint the picture, to see Sammy, Gunther, Cody, CM Punk, Finn Bálor, and even throwing Royce Keys in there, but we can't forget about Drew McIntyre either, because he's going to come back at some point in time either. But to have those names all on SmackDown can make that title a little bit even more broader in the sense of the prestige it can hold, even though nobody can do what Roman did. We have to acknowledge our tribal chief, and we do. So we get a backstage segment with Carmelo before his match with Trick Williams tonight. I'm not going word for word into his promo because It was all right. It could have been a little bit better. He stumbled over some parts, but hey, it happens to the best of them. Um, but Melo does what Melo does. Um, we get next. We get the Royal Raiders pulling up on our Truth, who was paying off Axiom because, of course, the U.S. lost to Belgium in FIFA, and so they made it like they had a bet going on. So they had a bet. Our Truth paid them. The Royal Raiders pull up, but then insert Big Jim and Jacob Fatu pulling up as well, and they overtook the moment of what the Royal Raiders was, because the Royal Raiders are basically saying our Truth is ducking them for a tag title shot. Um, so they asking our Truth, have they seen Royce Keys? Have they seen Solo? Our Truth is deflecting, saying that he hadn't seen either one of them. But then insert Damian Priest, and he tells them basically, yeah, we seen them earlier there in the building, basically. So we exit out of that segment. Some backstage segments are need to have and not need to have, and that possibly was one of those. But we get Nick Aldis and Gunther, with Gunther giving Nick Aldis the ultimatum to fix the wrongs, apparently, because Gunther feels like Cody Rhodes doesn't deserve the title shot. So he told Nick Aldis he got to the end of the night to fix it. And after that, we get Big Jim and Jacob in the ring with Jimmy calling out Solo. But instead of Solo coming out, we get Royce Keys. We get a promo between Royce Keys telling him how Jimmy didn't always mention his name, and basically that being family doesn't mean you got to be blood. Blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty makes you family. And the fact that he was saying that how Jacob has been his family for the past 14 years, so basically saying his business is family business. And we proceeded to get Jimmy versus Royce Keys, which was a really solid match. Jimmy showing his veteranship, as well as being able to put over other athletes in the sense of moves that he's willing to take and do. There was a point in the match where Solo pops up while Jimmy is sitting in a chair, laughing, doing what Big Jim does. Solo pops up and hits Jimmy. And then next thing you know, you hear Jacob Fatu music. Oh, I'm sorry. Before this match even starts, Jimmy tells Royce Keys that, hey, man, once you cross that line, you can't come back from it. And Royce Keys made an imaginary line and said he crossed it, and that means he can't come back from it. So it's on and going. Basically on and popping. And it was on and popping. And Jimmy was like, yeah, me and Jacob, we going to smash it. We going to do this. And Jacob told Jimmy, there ain't no we. You got this on your own. So that's how the match came about. I got ahead of myself because it's been a little evening. I've had some shit going on. But needless to say, I'm making it do what it do, baby. But so Jacob comes back out to the ring and goes after Solo and beats. He's giving Solo that work. Jimmy beats Royce Keys with a spear, and I'm like, bro, this should at least took 2 spears or a spear and a splash like your brother. Y'all got to keep something going, because we don't believe that Jimmy is the one spear winner out of the bloodline. We know this to be fact. I'm sorry, Big Jim, but that ain't you, my dog. But after the match commences, Jacob Fatu commences to beating the brakes off of Solo Sikoa, and put Solo in the corner with a chair on his head and was about to do the Samoan hip attack. But instead of doing the Samoan hip attack, he stops and he tells Solo, hey, come Monday, you better be at Raw and you better be there for the family, or else the next time you ain't getting saved. So, in the words of Jey Uso, this your warning shot. Bow. Solo better have his ass at Raw on Monday. That's all I got to say. Because if not, they're going to be coming for him. And I can honestly see a small Royce Keys and Solo connection, or Royce Keys, Solo, and Jacob trying to do something together. But we're going to see. We are going to see what happens with that. But after that match, we get CM Punk backstage having a moment with Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano, basically saying they need to get back to who they were, telling Johnny Gargano he needed to get back to being Johnny Wrestling, and telling Candice LeRae that she needs to get back in the ring because what she's doing ain't working. And then we get Jade versus Alexa Bliss. Of course, Jade wins with a little bit of help from the baddies, the new baddies, being Michin and B-Fab. So with that, but after the match is what got everybody in an uproar. Because after Jade won with Jaded, she took a chair to Alexa Bliss's arm and basically bent it, almost like the sacrifice from Penta. But she used the steel chair and basically did the sacrifice in a way on Alexa Bliss's arm. And after that, Alexa Bliss's arm looked like it was really broken. But if I'm not mistaken, she's very double jointed in the arm. So yeah, that's going to be the next thing. So we're basically, I feel like we're going to get Charlotte and Jade finally. We're going to get them at SummerSlam more than likely. So after their match, Lil Yachty gives Trick Williams a new belt, which is actually on WWEshop.com right now for $699.99. If you dare to go get the limited edition furry belt. If you decide to get the new belt, that's how much you're going to be having to pay to get the new belt. But Lil Yachty gives Trick Williams his belt, and we go out to the match, and we have Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams, which turns out to be a really, really solid match. Of course, Trick and Carmelo got really good chemistry in the ring together. But in the match is the shocker of the night, because in the moment of the match, we have Carmelo Hayes knocking Trick Williams into Lil Yachty, and they're getting back in the ring, and they're going through their moves, and Carmelo Hayes goes up to hit nothing but net, and when he goes up to hit nothing but net, returning to WWE is Baron Corbin. And Baron Corbin comes in and basically disrupts the match, which ends up costing Trick Williams the match, because technically Carmelo Hayes will win by decision of DQ unless they have come up with a new rule where that it'll be a no contest or something along those lines. But Baron came in, laid waste to both of them, hit Carmelo with an end of days, and got the crowd spiked because, the last time we seen the end of days hit was when John Cena and AJ Styles put on that amazing storytelling match that they did at WrestlePalooza. They did it at I forgot what pay-per-view that was, just because it's off the whim. But and he also hit Trick Williams with the end of days, and then proceeds to drop Trick Williams' title on him and walks out the ring. So we got Baron Corbin back, and more than likely going to be in the men's U.S. title hunt unless they push him for a World Heavyweight Championship, which I honestly feel like he has earned and deserved, and how the landscape of WWE is currently right now. He should definitely be in that spot because he has that Drew McIntyre aggressiveness to him. So I would love to see Baron Corbin in the world title picture at some point in time. Even if he doesn't win right away, I would love to see him just get those matches and just be a main event guy. So after that, we get Gunther coming out to the ring, telling Nick Aldis to come out and give him his decision. And how Nick Aldis decided to rectify the Cody Rhodes and CM Punk SummerSlam match is by making a tag team match, which will be taking place at Madison Square Garden a week from tomorrow, which more than likely will be on NBC Peacock. And with that match, you had CM Punk and Cody Rhodes team up versus Gunther and Sami Zayn. Gunther is livid and irate. Nick Aldis turns his back to Gunther basically and tells the audience, hey, the main event for SummerSlam is still on between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Good God. And Gunther proceeds to beat the brakes off of Nick Aldis and ends up putting him in not one, not two, but three sleeper holes tonight. And unfortunately, with the show being 2 hours, we didn't get the full aftermath because of the USA Network and Braun Strowman's show. Shit, that was a tongue twister. But Cody Rhodes ended up coming out to help and save Nick Aldis. So more than likely, if you get on X or any other streaming platforms, they'll have the B clause of what happened after WWE SmackDown went off the air tonight. But overall, I give the show with matches and promos and backstage segments, I give it a solid B plus. It's not an A plus show. The pop for Baron Corbin could have came at a better spot. I honestly feel like he should have returned during the World Championship spot, whether it be the one on Raw or the World Heavyweight title or the Undisputed title. I honestly feel like he could have came back in that picture versus the United States title, especially the same night when Trick Williams got gifted that one. So it's like, how long is he going to have it? Because it puts me in the mindset of how it was when LA Knight had his custom belt. How long did he have that? Because, Jey Uso the only thing Jey Uso did custom is the one thing that stuck is he got the blue put in the IC belt, and that's been in the belt ever since. But as far as everybody else is going, like I said, solid show as far as segments, as far as matches. They compacted it and made it a good 2 hours. It was actually a good 2 hour show. Like, it's not disappointing. It's just disappointing when it's 2 hours now and how you had this show felt like a 3 hour show, but you couldn't do that with a 3 hour show. So that's where I stand. That's how I feel. It is what it is. But all I can say is, Book It family, thank you for welcoming me back into your TV screens, into your laptop, your phone, whatever it is. Thank you for welcoming me back, Teddy Lemon Pepper Step Alone. And of course, you got to keep those Book It pencils sharp, and you got to keep your eye on the prize and have a blessed one. So until we see each other again on the Sunday Night Stunner, peace out.